Hello. So I'm here with the famous John May, and I'm basically going to be showing him some fundamentals to the bassoon. We'll first start with, let's go and start with the reed. So I know you know that double reeds, that just means that they're literally two reeds together and they're vibrating. So, well, you vibrate them when you put them in your mouth. All right. Is there anything else that you would know about double reed instruments?
I see a lot of them sometimes keep it in a little thing of water, like a pill bottle or something.
Right.
So you don't just wet it in your mouth. You have to wet it like that.
Right. Definitely. You have to have something where it's honestly sitting in. Maybe leave it in there for about 30 seconds to a minute, just so it can really get soaked. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to talk to you about just forming the embouchure. So you want to think, I'm trying to think, do you ever see fish? You ever see like when people make fish faces?
Yeah.
And it's like kind of,
yeah.
You want to think, the idea is to think of a lot of space in the mouth.
Okay.
A lot of space, firm corners. And as far as the lips, because I know this was a concern with me, because I was always concerned, well, how do your lips look? Because it wasn't really specified, I guess. But honestly, if you don't want to bite them, but make sure that the fleshy part, the part that people see, is closed.
Okay.
And so, all right. So with that fish face, firm corners, and closed lips. All right. So, see if you want to demonstrate how to.
Okay. Now, if I actually just blow into this, will it produce sound just the reed?
It should. It
Okay.
should. So I know I did it in a previous video with another young lady,
Okay.
and it was hard for her to produce it. But honestly, if you just blow into it, then it should produce sound. Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. That tickled the lips right there.
Yeah, and that was actually good. One thing I would say is your lips can actually be rolled in a little more.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And what's cool about that is that was close to an E natural, which is honestly where it should be vibrating at.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we actually did an exercise on hot cross bonds where we used G sharp, F sharp, and E. So.
Okay.
All right. So there are a plethora of parts to be had with the bassoon. This is a C-strap.
Okay.
Now there are many different C-straps that you can get. Basically, as we're playing the bassoon, we can't literally hold it with both of our hands because we have to let it rest on something. And so what you do is you literally take this C-strap and you literally just sit on it. And once you get the bassoon out and just figure out what's comfortable for you, then it'll make more sense. This is the boot joint.
Okay.
Literally, when you assemble it, you literally just put it on the ground. Okay? So you can actually hold that and take a look at it.
Does the small hole go to the left or to the right?
The small hole would actually go to the right.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to look at it just to make sure. Alright. Next, you would take this. This is called the wing joint. And obviously this goes in the smaller hole. You put this first. The thing I love about the instrument and the case is that literally the order in which you should assemble it is
One side to the other?
Yeah, one side to the other.
Nice.
So, let me see. Do you see this piece right here? This
Yeah.
line?
Yeah.
There's also a line right here.
Okay, so you just line that up.
You line it up. You
Okay.
want to try it? Sure. Right there. And it should go all the way in.
Okay.
Perfect. Alright. Then you take the long joint. Now if you'll see there is a bigger hole, and then there's a smaller hole on the long joint. This is for the bell, which you got here. Okay. So this one is almost kind of tricky, but what helps out is, do you see this part?
Mm-hmm.
And then look right there.
Okay, where they attach together.
Yeah, they attach together. And so if you would just literally place this in the hole, all right, and then you can maneuver this to where, okay,
It's through. Okay.
right,
Okay.
just like that. Okay.
Great. Is it all the way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll definitely know if it's not in, which you probably shouldn't do that, but you'll know if it's not in. Then you simply take the bell, okay,
Okay.
and if
Got
you
lots
close,
of
yeah,
them.
if you close this hole, and you can literally just screw it on top. Okay, so actually I'll let you try that. Okay. You kind of want to twist and turn it just so it's not, you're not forcing
not just
it down.
shoving it.
Right.
I'm trying to hold it somewhere where there's not bars at.
Right.
There we go. So,
Mm-hmm.
does it need to go on farther?
It needs to go further, yeah,
Okay.
as far as you can go.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. All right, and next, what do you think comes next?
I would assume the vocal.
Yeah, yeah, the vocal. And this case was nice enough to give us two.
Oh wow.
So, you know, just in case something happens to one of them, then, you know, you'd be good. So, with the vocal, you want to make sure to put, because it's cord, you want to make sure to put it in through the opposite side of which it'll be towards your mouth. And that's because, do you see this? There's padding right here, and so a lot of times if you were just to try to force it in the way that you would come, then you could knock off this padding. So
Okay.
it's important to make sure you're you know, swaying it in from the opposite side, and then you bring it towards your positioning.
Okay.
All right. Now that the vocal is on, I'm gonna wait to put the reed on.
Okay.
I just want to show you how it's actually supposed to fit in to the C-strap. Now, some C-straps, you see these hooks right here?
Mm-hmm.
There are some C-straps that actually have hooks on them where you would just literally put the hook
Okay.
through the hole. But this one is special made.
Just a little cut.
Right. And you just sit it through there. And the object of holding it is you don't want it too low, because in that case you would be leaning. And you don't want it too high because you'd be leaning back. So what we have to do is adjust the C-strap to the ideal level. Obviously everybody is different. So like this right here might actually be a little too high. Alright, you see it's a little too high.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Alright, so what I like to do is just kind of play with it while it's in the boot hole. So I would think just a little more right there, and I think we got it. Okay. And after that, you just put the reed in. Now, unlike oboe, there is a particular like way the reed should go in, because one end of the reed is shorter. Like one of the reeds is shorter, but with the bassoon, both reeds are the same length, so it doesn't matter which way it goes in. All right. One thing to also notice is, you see how when we play the bassoon, it's kind of slanted. That means your reed is also going to be slightly slanted as well, so it's not going to be as straight, as it'll have a slight bend into it. And so just whichever way is comfortable for you, that's the way you would adjust it. Okay. Now, as you can notice, this instrument has a lot of holes and a lot of keys, which is in some ways very unfortunate. And so I'm actually going to give this whole thing to you, but before I do that, I'm going to show you one note that I want you to play.
Okay.
First of all, honestly, I'm supposed to have a joint, like where I can actually rest my hand but I don't have that. Other students do, and it's actually ideal just so when you're holding it, then you can just simply rest your hand, your right hand. Also, I should add that the weight of the instrument can be held with just your left hand. I mean, your left hand, and then obviously your leg. So, right hand is free, which is why they like the piece right here.
Yeah.
Just rest your hand. All right. So, I don't know if you can see. These are all back keys. All right. This bottom key right here is called a whisper key.
Okay.
This is where we spend the majority of our time on.
Okay.
So basically, you just hold that down, and if you see,
Yeah.
this is actually what's hitting the vocal tone mode. All right. And so what I want you to do, I want you to
Hold the whisper key.
hold the whisper key. Then I don't know if you can see these 3 holes.
Yeah.
Your index, middle, and ring finger actually go in these 3 holes.
Okay.
Okay. Just for the purpose of this video, you can literally just hold it wherever. Just
Okay.
make sure nothing is pushed down.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. And I want you to play this note with the
Okay.
whisper key, index, middle, and ring.
Okay.
All right. So first, let's give you the C strap.
Okay.
All right. There you go.
Okay, and it goes on the right side of my body?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now you can try to maneuver it.
Okay. So, right here. Boy, it's huge.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I think I need to
Yep.
boot. Match that, and then. Yeah. So you want me to try the note?
Yeah. Let's try it. Remember everything about the embouchure. Almost. I think you had something close. Let's try it again. Move this hand for right now.
Okay.
Alright. Just that whisper key. Yeah. Let me see. Whew. Actually, what happens, your finger is not covering this whole lot.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's going to make a difference.
Yeah. Actually really good. Let me see if. Make sure. Yeah. All right. Good job, man. I hope you enjoyed that little segment.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
My wife.